Hello, class. Today, we're about to look at an outline and a little bit of analysis of Philip Larkin's Next, Please. Before I can begin to explain the meaning of the poem, it would be useful for us to take a look at the poem text itself. Always too eager for the future, we pick up bad habits of expectancy. Something is always approaching. Every day, till then, we say, watching from a bluff, the tiny, clear, sparkling armada of promises draw near. How slow they are, and how much time they waste, refusing to make haste. Yet, still they leave us holding wretched stalks of disappointment. For though nothing barks, each big approach, leaning with brasswork print, each rope distinct, flagged, and the figurehead with its golden tits arching our way, it never anchors. It's no sooner present than it turns to past. Right to the last, we think each one will heave to and unload all good into our lives, all we are owed for waiting so devoutly and so long. But we are wrong. Only one ship is seeking us, a black sailed unfamiliar, towing at her back a huge and birdless silence. In her wake, no waters breathe or break. Now, um, this entire this entire poem is based on an imagery of traditional ships, and here you have a picture of a traditional ship as described by Larkin. As you can see, he talks about the brasswork of a ship. He talks about a figurehead with golden tips. He talks about each ship sailing. And here you see typically the model of a ship that he's talking about. Now, before we can get into an analysis of the exact meanings of the words and the verse itself, it would be useful to run you through a quick glossary of all the unfamiliar words that he uses. The term expectancy, where he talks about bad habits of expectancy, refers to the constant hope we have of expecting something to happen. The word bluff, which is used as a noun here, refers to a steep cliff, especially by the side of a sea or a river, on which you can stand and watch what is happening in the water bodies. An armada refers to a fleet of warships. Where he talks about wretched stalks, he means stems of dried flowers that we end up holding. We'll come to the meaning of it in a minute. To bark means to stop, to hinder something, to stop its movement. Brasswork here refers to the kind of ornamentation, the small brass decorations added to a ship. Print here again means decorated or made appealing to sight. Figurehead with golden tips. Here you can see the pictures of certain figureheads on ships, on how it would be placed in a ship and how an actual figurehead in the ship itself would look. So these are decorative pieces attached to the bow of a ship or the edge of a ship where it approaches the shore. This is how those figureheads look. Heave to means to come to a stop, for a ship to come close to anchoring. Devoutly means sincerely, religiously, with lot of commitment and intense feeling. And towing is to drag something behind. So, what does this poem talk about and what does it deal with? To give you a quick outline, the poem begins with the speaker commenting on the bad habits of expectancies that we humans possess. The we here refers to all human beings. So, he sets up the image of a person waiting on top of a cliff or a bluff and watching the sea from that vantage point. And each ship coming close to us is some kind of a promise for the future. All of us, we are not in the habit of trusting the present. Instead, we wait for the future to bring us some goodness into our life. It could be riches, it could be fame, it could be recognition, it could be status, it could be any of the big things that we think is out there waiting just around the corner, great things about to happen to us. So we keep waiting for life to bring us these things. And that is what he compares to being on a cliff and watching all these ships come close. Now, he calls these a sparkling armada of promises. But as we are watching, as the speaker says, we are on the shore looking out. Each ship seems to come close to us. It seems to promise that it will bring all good into our lives. However, as much as it comes close, as much as we can notice even the minute brass work on it, minute ropes, each rope distinctly seen, no ship ever actually anchors or unloads any of the good things that we await so long. Instead, what really comes to us? What is the one ship that never fails us? He says, only one ship is seeking us, a black sailed unfamiliar. Why unfamiliar? Because nobody who has got on this ship called death has come back and told us what it is like. So death remains the ultimate unknown. Therefore, only one ship comes to us for sure, a black sailed unfamiliar called death, and that is our only reality. And behind that ship, all you can find is a huge and birdless silence, meaning it is the negation of all life. It is the end of all hope. It is the end of all movement. It is the end of everything that has ever happened. And our life comes to a standstill. There is nothing more for us to explore, nothing more for us to discover, wait, or hope for. And behind it, no waters breed or break, he says. After that, there is nothing more to look forward to. Everything ends with death. So that is what this poem talks about. Ultimately, Larkin seems to tell us that it is pointless waiting for the future to come and deliver promises to us. It is for us to seize today and live in the present moment. It is a slightly depressing poem. And so he has an important message. As much as the poem is colored by Larkin's famous pessimism, it also tells us it is pointless just to passively wait for things to happen to us. We are, in a sense, the captains of our ships. And so, any difference in our lives is only what we make and what we make today. I hope you all enjoyed this poem. Thank you.